There are snakes that can hunt and swallow other venomous snakes whole, even those carrying deadly venom. And when that one is the king cobra, things become even more extreme. Not only hunting prey, it also hunts its very own kind. When the encounter happens, there is no longer a safe distance. Only one outcome remains. Welcome to the world of the king cobra, where venom, instinct, and a single moment decide everything. King cobra versus rat snake. The mutated acetylcholine receptor system creates a chemical shield that neutralizes venom, turning the king cobra into the fated enemy of all snake species. Amidst the dense forest carpet, this encounter has no chance for escape because the target has been tightly locked by a perfect hunting machine. Full-body ischemia. This is the outcome for those facing the king of reptiles. The hunter continuously chews and grinds to pump another amount of venom until achieving its purpose. The battle closes quickly. The flexible skull bones operating independently help the predator smoothly pull and position the victim's entire body into its digestive system. When the last tail segment disappears behind the palate, the king cobra extends its forked tongue to collect signals, then continues to slither away. King cobra versus python. The reticulated python is slithering on the ground. It does not know that a notorious predator is approaching right behind it. A quick bite into the opponent's body. Then the king cobra slithered away to wait for the venom to take effect. When facing each other again, the python's head has been heavily devastated by the venom. Not possessing the strongest venom, but the king cobra pumps the largest amount of venom. Each bite discharges up to 400 to 700 milligrams, 20 times that of ordinary snakes. Unlike the bite and release habit, this species often clamps tight and chews to compress, so the venom amount entering the victim's body reaches the maximum level. After the final convulsion, the python dies completely, its head turning purple under the effect of the toxin. The hunter easily escapes safely. King cobra versus cobra. Under the dense grass layer, the king cobra has locked tight onto a cobra. The scientific name of the king cobra is Ophiophagus hanna, meaning snake eater. Therefore, 90% of its diet is other snake species, from gentle rat snakes to extremely venomous species like banded kraits, monocled cobras, or even smaller king cobras. The king cobra is not a snake species that bites, then releases, and waits like a viper. When attacking, it will clamp the prey tight and not let go. Even though its toxicity is not the strongest in the world, each bite is enough to paralyze the prey's respiratory system almost instantly. Their stomachs secrete acid with an extremely low pH, strong enough to dissolve the entire prey, including the bones, fur, and hard scale layer of the prey snake, within a few days to a few weeks. King Cobra versus King Cobra. There is a shocking truth that in these battles for power, the King Cobra very rarely uses venom. They are immune to the venom of their own species, so biting each other only wastes the precious weapon inherently reserved for hunting. Imagine two muscular ropes weighing nearly 10 kilograms each, twisting tightly together. Their wrapping force is strong enough to crush the surrounding vegetation. The match can last for hours until one is exhausted and accepts retreat. Males fight not only for territory ownership, but also for the right to access females in that area. However, if the female is not satisfied, she can also turn to attack or even eat the winning male if the size difference is too large. King Cobra versus rat snake. In the underworld of the decaying leaf layer, the ultimate predator does not need to rely on largeness to intimidate. When the hunting rate is almost an absolute success, it is no longer wary of any other opponent. The giant amount of venom from the King Cobra's bite will quickly activate the full-body ischemia process, depriving the victim of oxygen right from the inside, even before the physical constriction blow begins. The tight bite squeezes the maximum amount of venom to penetrate. It usually aims at the nape or head of the prey to neutralize the counter-attacking ability. The victim's entire body gradually slips into darkness, ending a brutal and swift hunt right on the forest ground. The encounter between the king cobra and the rat snake is a typical scenario of a professional hunter and a pitiful prey. Although the rat snake is very agile, before the snake-eating king, the outcome is usually decided right from the first second. In this confined space, there is only a fragile boundary left between life and death. A large amount of neurotoxin is pumped directly into the rat snake's circulatory system. This amount of venom is enough to kill 20 adults, or even a multi-ton Asian elephant within 3 hours. A large rat snake will provide enough calories for the king cobra to be able to fast for the next few weeks. Unlike vipers or cobras that usually bite, then release to wait for the prey to die, The king cobra has a close combat and finishing fighting style. It will clamp tight and keep the bite position unchanged. The more the prey struggles, the deeper its fangs bury. At the same time, the muscles around the venom glands contract continuously to pump venom like a high-pressure pump. It is willing to endure a few retaliatory bites from the prey, just to ensure the pumped venom amount is maximum. The process of swallowing snakes with hard and sharp scales very easily causes esophageal damage. The king cobra secretes a special saliva, extremely slippery and containing preliminary digestive enzymes. This fluid covers the entire prey, turning it into something slippery to pass through the throat without causing tissue tearing. King cobra versus python. The battle between the two cold-blooded assassins takes place with an opposition in weapon systems. The young python does not surrender. It uses its entire life to constrict the king's throat tight, trying to crush the enemy before the toxin seeps into its heart. The python's constricting force is extremely large, making the pressure inside the prey's body skyrocket, causing blood unable to flow back to the heart or up to the brain. It will not stop constricting until it feels the prey's heartbeat completely stop. Who will let go first? One whose nervous system is tightly locked, one whose breath is suffocated. This is a battle where the winner might also be the one who has to lie down. Famous as an assassin specializing in hunting snakes, the king cobra buries its pair of venomous fangs tight into the python's striped body. It is executing snaps all over the opponent's body to deliver toxins deeper into the python's muscle tissues. The survival battle now turns into a contest of stamina. The python does not have the venom-resisting ability like the cobra. But because it is an ectotherm with a slow metabolism, the king cobra's neurotoxic venom sometimes takes more time to paralyze a large python. This allows the python to have a window of death of a few minutes to use all its force to constrict the enemy to death before its heart stops beating. King cobra versus puff adder. The cobra is silently tracking a prey that it rarely wants to encounter in nature. The hunter slithers forward from behind in absolute silence. With an attacking speed twice as fast, the puff adder is an opponent that makes the cobra truly apprehensive. Unexpectedly, the cobra launches a probing bite into the middle of the puff adder's body, a lightning-fast blow aiming to test the opponent's thick scale layer and reaction. Right after that, the cobra turns its head and slithers away. It chooses to retreat instead of risking a life-or-death battle with this overly dangerous enemy. What you have just watched shows that in the world of the king cobra, cannibalism is not only an instinct, but also a harsh part of nature. And just a small deviation is enough for everything to reverse in an uncontrollable way. Every encounter harbors risks, where the predator can also become the prey. If you find this video fascinating, hit like. Leave a comment sharing your thoughts and subscribe to the channel to continue exploring many other dramatic wild moments. Thank you for watching until the end. See you again in the next video.